Chapter 3. Place as Archive. Land, ruins, and the past beneath us. Every place you enter is already holding its own history. You may not know the details, but you often sense them without effort. The weight of the air, the shape of the light, or the way your body subtly shifts in posture can all tell you something. You might step into an abandoned building and feel the residue of human activity, even if you have no idea who stood there before. You might pause in an open field and feel a faint pull, as if the land remembers having been cultivated, fought over, or left alone for years. We are usually taught to see places only in terms of their present use: a street for walking, a home for living, a square for gathering. Yet beneath these purposes lies another layer. This is not always visible in the form of ruins or artifacts. Sometimes it is carried in the soil, in the way a road bends, in the growth of plants that thrive only in certain conditions. It is the imprint of what has gone before, held in the fabric of the land long after the original meaning has faded from view. This is the idea of place as archive. Just as a library holds books or a file stores information, land preserves traces of what has happened to it. The difference is that the land's archive is not tidy or orderly. It is scattered, layered, and often overlapping in ways that blur clear distinctions between times. A single site may carry remnants from centuries apart, pressed together without any boundary between them. Sensing this archive changes how you experience the everyday. Walking through your own street becomes an encounter with multiple time frames at once. You might notice a section of old brick at the base of a new wall, a shift in paving stones that hints at a vanished route, or a patch of ground that always holds water because of something buried below. Seeing place as archive is not about nostalgia or turning every walk into a history lesson. It is about recognizing that the ground beneath you is never blank. It has been shaped by human hands, weather, and events that have left their mark whether they are remembered or not. This can bring you closer to the places you live in and pass through, while also making you aware of what has been erased or deliberately hidden. The archive exists everywhere, not only in dramatic landscapes or ancient ruins. It is just as present in small gardens, forgotten alleyways, and empty patches of land behind shops. Any location can hold memory if you are willing to notice it. A place rarely tells its story in words. It speaks through traces, patterns, and atmosphere. You cannot read it like a book, but you can sense how it holds what has taken place. This understanding shifts your view of land from something neutral to something marked and alive. Places store memory in three main ways: through physical remnants, changes in form, and atmospheric residue. Physical remnants are the most visible: ruins, worn steps, abandoned objects. A stone wall might reveal the edges of an old field. A line of trees might trace the path of a long-forgotten boundary. Tiles scattered in the dirt might be all that is left of a building now gone. Changes in form are subtler. A dip in the earth could be the remains of a pond filled in decades ago. A sudden bend in a road may follow the path of an older track. The shape of a place often reveals more than any signpost. Atmospheric residue is harder to explain, but often easier to feel. It might be a heaviness, a quietness, or a lightness that does not come from the weather alone. Places that have seen repeated use, intense events, or long-held patterns can absorb an emotional tone that lingers far beyond the moment. This way of looking also asks whose memory is preserved and whose is lost. Some histories are carefully recorded and displayed. Others are buried, either by neglect or by choice. This is especially true in lands shaped by conflict, colonization, or rapid change. Absence becomes its own form of presence, a silence that carries weight. The archive of a place is not only known in thought, it is felt in the body. Your breath might deepen, your shoulders tighten, or your steps slow without you deciding to change them. Some places feel heavy, their gravity pulling you down into stillness. Others feel light, inviting you to move more freely. Neither is inherently good or bad. Both are part of the truth a place holds. You may even feel at home in a place you have never visited before. A smell, a proportion of space, or a texture beneath your hand might awaken something familiar. The opposite can also happen. A place may feel uncomfortable for reasons you cannot name, prompting a quiet desire to leave. Your body is always in conversation with the land. It shifts in height, pace, and breathing in response to what surrounds it. Standing tall in an open field, lowering your head under a low roof, pausing by water, these small adjustments are part of the exchange between place and body. Engaging with place as an archive is not about gathering facts. It is about presence. This presence might come from taking time to notice the layers in the ground, or from feeling the edges of absence where something once stood. You can form connection through walking the same path often, by caring for what already exists, or by mapping your own history of feeling in a location. Some places will never give up their story, and that too is a truth worth honouring. Seeing the outward direction of memory as an archive brings the past into constant dialogue with the present. The land shapes you as you move through it, and you leave traces in return. This exchange is unending, shaped by weather, time, and human activity. Some imprints fade quickly, others remain for generations. Meeting both the difficult and the joyful with equal attention is a way of respecting what is real. The archive of the land has its counterpart in the archive of the body. Your muscles, bones, and breath carry the echoes of your past just as surely as the ground carries its own. The surfaces you walk on shape your posture, the climate shapes your breathing. The histories of the spaces you inhabit influence your sense of safety or alertness. Over years, these conditions become part of how you inhabit yourself. In the next chapter, The Body Remembers, Physical Echoes. Across time, we will turn to that inward archive. We will explore how memory is written not only into the world around us, but into our very physical being. Injuries, inherited traits, gestures, and habits can all act as inscriptions of experience. Just as a wall can carry the marks of centuries, a body can carry the marks of a lifetime and beyond. The two archives, inner and outer, are always in conversation, each shaping the other.